Hi everyone, welcome to Park Yoga Shorts. I'm Carly. I am your yoga instructor if you come to Southampton Common for your Park Yoga, and I'll be taking you through this short video. So today's video is about releasing the hips and releasing the tension from the lower back. So get yourself into some comfortable clothing if you haven't already. Get yourself your yoga mat. Get yourself a cushion to sit on if that's what you prefer. Stop the video and come back if you haven't done that already. If not, then we'll begin. So bring yourself into your Namaste Kriya. So cross-legged or legs out long or on your knees, whatever's comfortable for you. So you've got a nice straight spine. I like to sit on a cushion because that boosts up my bottom and gets my hips above my knees, which is way more comfortable. So get yourself nice and comfortable. We're just going to take a few breaths just to breathe through our day. So hands in Chin Mudra, back to the hands on the knees. Take a moment to get really grounded in your bottom. Feel the cushion, feel the mat, whatever you've got. Take note of that underneath you. That's your foundation. And from here, we're going to take a big breath of fresh air through the nose. Inhale. Really expand the ribs, the heart, and then exhale just to soften, relax the ribs down towards your hips. So you're breathing now, you're feeling. Close your eyes, soften your face, and take a few more breaths. This is the part of the practice which allows you to put down whatever you've been doing or thinking before you've come to the mat. Put it down. Focus on your inhale, fill up, and focus on your exhale to let go. Lovely soft movement. So inhale, expand the ribs, open the heart. And exhale to relax the shoulder blades down the back. Now we're going to check in with those 3 points that we talk about with the breath. So on an inhale, check in with your belly, your heart, the crown of your head. And on the exhale, take it from the crown of the head to the heart to the belly. A lovely long line inside. We'll take 2 more breaths just for you. And at the end of that final exhale, that final let go, release your hands, bring them to your heart, palms touching, lift your heart center to your thumbs, and take a bow. So take a bow to yourself, welcome yourself to your yoga short opportunity to release those hips and the lower back, any tension that you've got going on that's connected to the mind. Welcome yourself to your practice. I bow to you all. Namaste. So welcoming everybody. I'm going to assume that if you've picked this video, you've got very achy hips. You might have an achy lower back. There might be some stuff going on there. So take it easy. You know, less is more. If you come into some of the postures that I offer you today and your breath gets short or you feel some sort of pain, like if you're a little bit uncomfortable and your breath is long and steady, then that's absolutely fine. If you feel a little bit of pain and your breath gets short, that's the body's way of telling you to stop, to pull back. So listen to your body through these postures, okay? I'm going to guide you through a number which I feel are good to work these areas. I mean, there's loads actually in yoga. There's tons for the hips and the lower back. I've just picked a few today which I think work nicely together and are quite good for maybe a beginner intermediate level. So bring yourself onto your mat. We're going to start in a wide leg child pose. So bring your big toes together, knees nice and wide, and just gently rock your hips onto your heels. Okay, so loosen up that lower back, draw your belly towards your spine, and then when you're ready, walk those hands forward and just relax. You can use a cushion underneath your forehead if your forehead won't meet the mat, but just make sure your forehead is rested, your forearms are rested, your shins are rested, and you're just tucking your tailbone nice and long. Relax that chest. Okay, when you're in the posture, take a big inhale through the nose. And a big let go out of the mouth. Make some noise. Inhale to energize, fill up. And exhale to let all that pressure out. Anything you've got going on in your mind and your body, get heavy, let it go. One more breath. Rock your hips, rock your knees. Start to loosen up that lower back. And when you're ready, come into box position. So come onto your knees, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. We're going to come into dog and cat or dog and cow. So inhale, lift the hips, open the chest. Big fresh breath in, breath air in, and then exhale, tuck the toes round the back. So tuck the tailbone, move side to side if that's what the body wants to do. You don't have to stay stiff. Inhale, release the toes, open the heart. Exhale, tuck the toes, draw the belly towards the spine. Like you're pushing someone off your shoulder blades. 2 more. Full inhale. If you feel like you're rushing your breath, count to 5. And then exhale if you feel like you're rushing your breath, count to 5. Nice and slow and steady. 1 more breath. The slower we go, the more attention we pay to what we're doing. And the more attention we pay, the better it works. Exhale, round. Lovely. We'll come into neutral. Inhale. Tuck your toes, bottom high, downward facing dog. So walk those feet, lift those hips, spread the fingers. Big breath into the chest and exhale, draw your chest towards your thighs. Relax the neck. Feel what's good for you. Tuck that belly towards the spine. That gets the digestion going. Couple of lovely breaths here, just while you stretch out the back, stretch out the legs, the hands. Get comfy in your downward facing dog, however that works for you. 1 more breath. And we're going to come into a 3-legged dog. So when you're ready, take your right foot, lift it nice and high. Push those toes towards the sky and put a little bit of extra pressure in the hands. So if you've got your right leg up, your left hand will want to sink a little bit. So put a little bit extra pressure in it and get your chest towards your thighs. 1 more breath in. And then exhale, bring your feet down to touch the floor. Inhale, left side, take it up. Big toes to the ceiling. Get that lovely stretch in the hips, chest towards the thighs. A little bit of extra pressure in the hands. And then exhale, bring those feet back down to the mat. Now look between your hands and inhale, step those feet in between the hands. We're going to take a spinal extension. So on your exhale, crown towards your big toes, hips high. Inhale, bend those knees, sit back, open the chest, look forward. Take that pressure off the lower back. Draw the belly to the spine and then drop the crown of the head, lift the hips, relax your neck. And inhale, bend, sit back, open the chest. So we've got this lovely rhythm now, this pulse, where you exhale to drop all the pressure off your back. And inhale to make space in the front of the body. We'll take 2 more. So this gets all that lovely oxygen now down into the brainstem. Slows down your heart rate. 1 more breath. And exhale, 2-fold. When you're ready, we'll go to flying mountain. So bend your knees, squeeze your bottom, hands out and up. Look at those thumbs. Inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Lovely, good work. So we're going to come into a sun salutation, but we're going to add a low lunge just to get into the hips. So when you're ready, bend the knees, inhale. So draw the belly to the spine, suck up the pelvic floor. Look at those thumbs. Exhale, swan dive, open the hands, nice open chest, long spine, and touch the floor. So when you're ready to inhale, take your right foot back, sink into that knee, and we'll come into a low lunge. So nice and gently here. Ground down through the front foot, take the hands, and we'll come into crescent lunge. So lift the hands, open the heart, and if you want to, interlace your fingers and look up at those fingers. Lovely, sink a little bit into those hips, take a breath in. And exhale, release the hands, touch the floor and tuck the toes back into downward facing dog. We're going to come into inhale plank. We'll do a hatha variation here. So we'll do 8-point pose. So now knees down, bend the elbows and tip your chest as if you're going to do a press up and kiss the floor. Inhale, release the toes, the hips. We'll come into cobra. So roll the shoulder blades back, open the chest. Have a little wiggle if this feels good in the back. And then tuck the toes. Draw your belly to your spine as you come into downward facing dog. Now we're going to come into the left leg lunge. So bring the left foot in between the hands. Oh no, we've done this side. Sorry, don't do that. So bring your right foot in between your hands. Drop the left knee. That's it. We don't want to be wonky. So sink into that hip. And when you're ready, ground down through that front heel and take the hands up. Big breath into the heart. Look at your thumbs, interlace if you want to. Take a breath in now to look up. That's it, nice and steady. And then exhale, bring your hands down, frame that front foot, tuck the toes. We're going to come standing forward bend. So bring those big toes together. Take your fold, crown low, hips high, forehead towards the shins. Make the most of this fold. And then bend your knees, sweep into your flying mountain, lift up. Look at your thumbs and exhale, hands to heart. So we're going to come into our Chandra Kriya now. So when you're ready, bring your hands to your hips. This is all about the lower back. So bring your feet about hip distance apart. Roll your shoulder blades down the back. Put a little bend in the knees. And with an inhale, raise up into your right hand. And then with an exhale, swing that hip out. Oh, I got the tree. And reach over. So don't go too far to start. Just a little bend, just to open up the ribs. Inhale, suck everything up. Pelvic floor, belly to spine, lift. And then exhale, reach over. We're going to do 3 of these. So each time you do an exhale, let the breath out, let the body bend a little bit more, let it go where it's comfortable. Ground down through all 4 corners of the feet, lift everything up. Pelvic floor, belly, lift. And then exhale, fullest expression now all the way over. We're going to come on to the other side. So bend your knees and switch arms, windmill. Into the right, onto the left side, sorry. I'm trying to mirror you, that's why I'm getting a bit confused with my left and right. Exhale, over, swing that hip out. Inhale, everything sucks up. So suck up the kneecaps, the pelvic floor, the belly, lift into the fingers. And then exhale, give it a little bit more. Reach over, swing that hip out. Take all the pressure out of the ribs, the back, bend that spine. Inhale, lift. 1 more, exhale over, give it all you've got now. So have the shoulders away from the ears, reach over. So when we take the pressure out of the body, we take the pressure out of the mind too. Inhale, lift. Give the mind something to focus on. So roll the shoulder blades down the back. Bring your thumbs onto your sacrum. Little bend in the knees. We're going to come into a back bend now. So suck up the thighs. Draw your shoulder blades together. Take a breath in. Chin on your chest to start. And then with nice straight legs, just tip your hips forward and bring your chin onto your chest. Take your time. See what feels good. You might have a bit of creaking and cracking going on. I always do. Every single time. And then on the inhale, lift. Now if that's enough, stay with that. If you've got a little bit more to give, on the exhale, hips forward, open the throat. Let the crown dip towards the floor. Take all the pressure off the front body. Inhale, lift. 1 more. Oh, lovely. Got my sun on my face. Hips forward, open the chest, and let the pressure off the front body. Make sure those knees are nice and sucked up. Just the hips moving forward. Inhale, lift. Now to counter that posture, we're going to stretch open the back. So exhale, nice long spine. Reach the hands down and grab hold of your big toes with your index finger and your middle finger, your peace fingers. Now take a breath in, lift the spine nice and long. And then exhale, allow the crown to get nice and low towards those big toes. Make any movements you want to with the spine. You can bend your knees if it feels good to have your belly on your knees. This is all about relaxing the spine and getting the crown down towards the floor. Not on the floor. It'll never get there. Just towards it. Elbows wide, thumbs off the mat. And now just take 2 conscious breaths. When you're ready, release the big toes, touch the floor, bend the knees, and flying mountain. Squeeze your bottom, lift up. Arch the back, look at those thumbs, and then bring your hands down to heart. Lovely, take 1 full round of breath. Now I'm going to turn around actually. I'm going to come to this end of the mat. I'm going to come down onto the mat. So when you're ready, come to the short end of your mat, big toes together, heels about a centimetre apart, suck up the thighs, squeeze the pelvic floor, lift. Take a big breath in, a big breath out, release the hands. We're going to vinyasa down, so bend the knees, inhale, look up, flying mountain. Reach the fingers up, look up. Exhale, open the hands, swan dive all the way down, nice straight spine, touch the floor, bend the knees if that feels good, and then spinal extension now. So sit back, look forward, take the pressure off the back. Step back into downward facing dog, and take a full round of breath. Inhale through the nose. And exhale, draw that breath into the belly, walk, move. We're going to come into a three-legged split dog now. So inhale, the right foot comes all the way up to the sky, a little bit of extra pressure in the hands, chest to thighs. And then bend that knee and bring your heel towards your bottom. Look underneath your armpit. That's it, open that hip. Extra weight in the hands, one breath in, and exhale, release that foot down next to the other. Onto the left side, so the left foot comes up. Point towards the sky, and then exhale, heel towards your bottom, look underneath your left armpit. Open that hip. Ground down through the hands, a little bit of extra weight, relax the neck. One more breath in. And exhale, bring those feet down next to each other. So we're going to come into a high leg lunge now. So bring your right foot forward in between the hands. You don't have to do a high leg lunge. You can bring your knee down if this is too much. But if you're okay with a high leg lunge, draw your hands up, crescent lunge. So sinking into the hips, looking up. And then exhale, bring your hands to heart. We're going to come into a little twist to release off the lower back. So bring your hands to heart. Keep that knee low if you want to. If not, tuck it up. Take a breath in. And then bring that left elbow round to tuck onto the outside of your right thigh. Bring your hands to heart, so lengthen out of the belly and look over that right shoulder. Take a breath. Now this is pretty tricky. If you want to make it a little bit more tricky and open up the chest, drop the bottom hand, touch the floor, and take the top hand all the way up. Look straight ahead or look at your thumbs. Open that chest. Lovely. Push through the back heel. Bring your hands together, touch the floor, step back into downward facing dog. 2 breaths, in through the nose and out through the mouth. So I'm going to turn around so you can see me again, in through the nose. Satisfying breath out the mouth, let go, relax the chest, the neck, and then come onto the left side. So now left foot in between the hands for a high leg lunge or a low lunge if you want that option. Ground down through the heel, raise up, lift those hands, open the chest, interlace, look up. And then bring those hands down to heart, take a breath. Take a breath in. And now that right back of the fleshy part on your arm, around the knee, really wedge it in because that will help you stay nice and stable. Push through the back heel and then bring your thumbs to heart, look over that top shoulder. Draw your belly in, grow the spine. Now stay here or release the hands, one down, one up. Get that twist in the upper back, look at your fingers. That's it, push through the back heel. And bring your hands to heart. Frame the foot, step back into downward facing dog. Inhale, exhale, relax the chest, relax the neck. Now we're going to come into our swan. So take your right knee to your right wrist and bring that foot across the mat. This is going to open up your hip. Lengthen through that left leg, nice and long. Now, if you've got a hip that doesn't like this, then feel free to put a cushion underneath it. So put it, if you've got your right knee bent, then put it underneath your right bottom. And just sit back and look. So check that your knee is a little bit wider than your hip joint or in line with it. You don't want it in front. First of all, we're going to squeeze and lift. So open the chest, squeeze the thighs together, lift. Swan or pigeon, sorry, lots of people call this pigeon. And then exhale, pad your hands forward. We're going to come into sleeping swan. So rock the knees, rock it open. Take one full breath before you land. And then you've got choices with your arms. You can either have your elbows nice and wide and put your forehead on your hands. You can put a cushion under your head if you want a bit more height. You can have your hands underneath your shoulders, which is really nice and calming. Or out nice and wide if you feel like you want a bit more space. But whatever your choice, put a little bit of charge in that back toe so your leg's nice and long. And take 3 lovely conscious breaths. Just get really grounded, feel the mat. Let gravity suck you into that yoga mat. Almost like going to make an imprint on it. One more breath. And when you're ready, put a little bit of pressure in the hands, lift up, open your chest. Now, squeeze your thighs together, lift up. Now we've got choices here. We can lift the back foot, bring it in if you want to. You can squeeze the thighs together. You can lift the hands, and if you want to, take the hands all the way up, open the chest. Look up to the sky. Love this one. And then bring your hands down, touch the floor. Downward facing dog, one full round of breath to walk out the legs, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Onto the left side, so left knee now to left wrist, and then bring your left foot up towards your right hand. The higher you bring it, the more twist in the knee. So if your knee isn't loving this posture, bring your foot underneath your bottom, just less twist. Okay, if it's loving it, then bring it up, lengthen that back leg. Get comfy, use a cushion under that hip if you need to. Squeeze and lift, open the chest. Big breath in and then a let go to fold. Get comfy with your hand position. Choose whatever's good for you. Fold your head down, forehead on the mat. Relax the chest, relax the shoulders. And 3 conscious breaths. So pay attention to the inhale as the breath goes from your belly, your heart to your head. And on the exhale as the breath goes from your head to your heart to your belly. That's it. This is your time to take a pause from chasing after the next thought. Just be with your breath right in this very moment. Watch your hips release, your lower back releases. One more breath. And a little bit of pressure in the hands as you raise up. Strengthen the thighs, so squeeze them together, open the chest, and then you can bring that back heel in. This is like a mermaid base. That will strengthen the lower back, squeeze the hips. Lift the hands if you want to. If not, just take a big breath in. If you're lifting, look up, and then put the hands down. Walk it out in your downward facing dog, 1 round of breath. Inhale through the nose. Those hips are feeling good. Exhale, chest towards the thighs. Now we're going to come into seated forward fold. So step in between the hands. Sit down on your bottom if you can without using your hands, or use your hands, it doesn't matter. And then bring your feet together, push into the balls of the feet, squeeze the belly, interlace the fingers, lift up, lovely L shape. And then when you're ready, bend those knees, all you need to grab those big toes. Lovely way to stretch out the back. So draw the belly to the spine, open the chest. And exhale to fold. So it's not about, this one is not about having straight legs. It's all about drawing the belly in, lifting the heart, hinging from the hips, and then getting that heart towards the big toes. Close your eyes and feel your breath. So the inhale lifts and ripples up. And the exhale lets everything go. Now, if you are one of those people who does have super stretchy hamstrings, and you can push your knees down, you can grab hold of your heels, you can take a breath in, you can point your toes or flex your toes, you can bring your chest down towards your shins, but just take it easy. You know, there's no competition here, it's just about what's right for you. One more breath. And then release your hands, interlace the fingers, lift up. So we're going to come into a 1-leg twist now. So bring your hands down by your side, take your right knee and bring it back so it's behind you. Can you see that? I've got my knee, I'll show you this way. I've got my left leg long and my other knee almost straight. Doesn't have to be, just out nice and wide, because we're going to do a 1-leg stretch. I'm going to do it this way because I haven't got enough space that way. So your foot's behind you, your knee's nice out and long. Draw your breath in, lift up. And then exhale, fold over that 1 leg. Grab hold of your foot if you can. If you can't grab hold of your foot, then bring your fingers by your calf. The breath in lifts and the exhale relaxes, and you get a little bit more space as you walk your hands down and bring your nose towards your knee. If you can grab your foot, then use it like a lever to lift, and then get that nose towards your knee. The inside of your knee more than the outside of your knee. So just tuck yourself on the inside of that leg, and then take a few breaths. Okay, conscious breath awareness now. So imagine you are focusing on the tip of your nose. Breath comes in, breath comes out. One more. And then pad those hands up. We're going to come into a little twist. So bring that left foot, bring it to touch your thigh, and then inhale, raise up. Bring that right hand on the back of the knee. Take your left hand just round to tuck into your hip. I'll show you from this angle. And then lift up and twist around, open that chest. So draw the belly and lift up and take a little twist in that spine. One more. And then bring yourself back. Just checking the time, I think we're doing okay. So now it's your right leg out nice and long and your left leg bent. Oh, you can see better this way. Your left leg's bent, have it nice and wide. So it's almost, you've got a 90-degree angle here in your pelvis. Take a breath in, lift up. And then fold over. So again, have your hands by your calf. If you can't reach that foot, lift up. Inhale to grow, exhale to fold. If you can grab the foot and just use it to lever and just bring your nose on the inside of your legs, and you're not rocking out on your hip, you're drawing it in and just getting on the inside of that thigh. A couple of conscious breaths now. And then when you're ready, lift up. Bring that foot to touch the inside of the thigh. Take your hands high. And then your left hand goes on the outside of your right knee. Your right hand goes on the inside of the thigh. Take a lift and take a twist. Look over that right shoulder. Lovely, inhale. And exhale, twist that spine, look over that right shoulder. One more inhale. And exhale. So bring yourself to the front of the mat. I think we might have run out of time. So bring yourself onto the mat. We're just going to close with a happy baby. So draw yourself onto your mat, back down, and roll your shoulder blades underneath. Bring your feet to the sky, and then take your hands and either hold onto your shins, or if you can, take your hands on the inside and grab hold of the outside of your feet. And then bring your knees in towards your armpits. Bring your feet nice and wide. Don't be shy here. Lots of people are shy with their feet here. Bring them nice and wide. Take a breath in. And then exhale, draw your knees down to your armpits and let go. Lengthen your spine away from you. So your spine is on the floor. Take a couple of breaths. If you're outside like me, you might have the sun on the face, which is glorious. Fresh air in your lungs. One more breath. And exhale, knees down. Now we're going to come into Shavasana here. So if you want to, bring your feet together, have your knees nice and wide, because we are doing the hips and the lower back, and bring your hands onto your belly. If you're not comfortable like this, then leave yourself nice and long. We're just going to take a few conscious breaths. So inhale through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. Let it go here. So inhale through the nose. And exhale out of the mouth. We're going to do one more conscious breath. So take that breath from your belly, your heart to the crown of the head. Fill up and let it out the mouth. Eyes closed, relax the body. And we're just going to take a little bit of mind training. So now I'm going to come up to seated. You stay exactly where you are. So with your mind training now, eyes are closed. Your back is on the mat, and I'm going to take you consciously through a few points in the mat. So focus your awareness now into the base of your skull. Get heavy. Focus that awareness now into your shoulders. Get heavy. Your elbows. The backs of your hands. Take your awareness now all the way down your spine and get really heavy at the base of your pelvis, in your glutes, the back of your thighs. Let yourself get really heavy in your calves and the heels on your feet. Now with that weight, just allow yourself to spread and feel free without limitation. And then one more final breath. So inhale, fill up. We're going to take a breath hold. Fill up. Expand the chest, and now hold that breath for your count of anything up to 12. Slow and steady, no rush, you can do it. And on the exhale, let go. Get grounded, let your awareness come underneath your skin. Check in with yourself for maybe the first time today and take a few breaths. And when you're ready, we're going to wiggle your fingers. You're going to wiggle your toes. You can either turn this video off and stay there, or you can lift your chest, come into a nice comfortable seated posture. And we'll take one more closing breath together. So when you're comfy, nice and easy, take an inhale, lift the hands. Big breath in and exhale, hands to heart. Lift your heart to touch your thumbs, take a bow. And consciously thank yourself for coming to the mat today. Hopefully your hips and your back and your mind is feeling much better. So I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Hope to see you at one of the yoga parks someday. Last thing to mention, Yoga Parks is a charity-run organisation, so if at any point you would like to donate, please go onto their Facebook page and there's a donate button. If not, enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Thank you.